Hi guys, this is Akko and welcome back to the Acolyte channel. Today we're going to be doing our very first review of Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom. Let's get it. Okay, so here we are at the end of Attack on Titan. But before I go into the review, I do want to give a little shout out to our YouTube channel, Jekyll Hyde Gaming. If you like things like Red Dead Redemption, go check that channel out. Check in the description below, you'll find the link. So, anyway, Attack on Titan, let's get it. So I've wanted to make a YouTube channel for quite a while now, but I never really knew how to start and what to start with. When I found Attack on Titan on the shelf, I had to get it, and I knew that that was going to be the start of my YouTube channel. So you could say, this game is the reason you're watching this video. You're welcome. Now whenever I buy a new video game, I always make sure I do my research, I check the reviews, or I watch a video on a little description of the game. With Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom, there was so much hate for it. Words like hard to control and repetitive were the words that were thrown around a lot. But, as a massive fan of Attack on Titan, had to get it anyway to see for myself. And I got to say, it was judged really poorly. The game was excellent. Yes, it had its flaws, but really good game. So, for anybody who doesn't know the rough story of the game, I'll give you a quick rundown. 100 odd years ago, humans built walls to separate themselves from the Titans. There's our wall Moria, Rose and Cena. The Cena section was more upper class, whereas down through the wall Moria was where the lower class people lived. The main character, Eren Yeager, came from Shiganshina, and when that was breached, he grew up to become a scout to venture outside the walls and take revenge on Titans. Now I know that's a very vague description, but I got a feeling anyone who's watching this video would know roughly what it's about, so let's move on. So within the first 15 minutes of playing this game, the first two things that stood out was one, the cinematics are incredible, and two, ODM gear, really hard to use. So this is a scene from the training camp. As you can see, I struggled for quite a while to be able to get up over the wall, and I was worried that this would be continuously difficult, but in the end I did get used to it, and when you get used to it, it kind of does stick with you. And in the end I did also manage to get over this wall, but to get the hang of it was difficult. But with that being said, you do have horses to ride when ODM gear isn't an option, so it doesn't leave you stranded. Now when it comes to using ODM gear, I couldn't help but comparing it to the newer Spider-Man games. It isn't like the older Spider-Man games in the sense of, if there's nothing to grab onto, you will not be able to swing. Hence what the horses are for. But, still, couldn't help but compare it to Spider-Man. Other than this. One thing I love about this game is it does not change the source material. The stuff that happens in the game is from the anime. There's one or two bits that was in the manga that wasn't mentioned in the anime, but for the most part it comes from its source material. On the rare occasion it does stay away from the source material, it does it in such a smart way. For example, there's a mission where Captain Levi is heading back towards the wall, but he gets trapped outside because Eren, as a Titan, blocks it off. Now, that didn't happen in the anime, but it does show a different perspective of what's going on whilst the things that were happening are happening. Now I should mention the faults. Yes, it was a great game, but let's face it, all games do have them. There are times when fighting, especially when you're fighting a large group of titans, that the camera doesn't stay with you properly. It gets hard to find out where you are or who you're fighting. Now if you see here, this is not the perfect example, there are better ones, but this is my favourite scene. There are so many titans that it does make it difficult to see what it is specifically you're trying to get for. The camera angle doesn't work in your favour here. The other flaw, which isn't necessarily a flaw with the game itself, it's more of a personal opinion, but you don't get to play as a titan much in this game. Now, granted, you don't see much of Eren's Titan in Season 1, which is what this game is based off, but I wanted to play as a titan. Now that being said, I have not done the post-game stuff yet. This review is coming straight from finishing the main game. There is a lot of things to do post-game, which I will bring to you guys shortly in the future, so you may be able to play more as a titan there. But for the main game, it is primarily used as being a scout as opposed to a titan. But other than that though, I really can't think of anything else to really flaw this game. I can say with quite a lot of confidence that this is not a game that will just be put away once I've completed it. Mostly because you can continue to level up your characters after the game. Now let's go a little bit more in depth and talk about the specifics which makes this game more desirable. One of the things I do enjoy about it is you are not stuck to playing as one character. You get to play with all the protagonists from the anime. You obviously get to play as Eren Yeager, the lead protagonist, but you also get to play as other characters such as Armin and Mikasa and Levi. Best character, just saying. Now this isn't purely just for aesthetic. They have their own different abilities. Armin has the ability to be able to get other people to attack the titan you're fighting, which works really well in group fights. And then Mikasa and Levi have a similar ability that they are able to attack multiple times in one swing. Now, for the most part, this is a pretty open world map. You're not stuck to a corridor, you're not stuck to a room, you have vast fields. You get to swing through the forest, you get to fight titans out in the open. Now, it does show you on a little mini-map in the corner where the titans are, but if you're so lost in running around you're not looking at the map, the titans coming can also serve as a surprise. So it does make you get really lost in the world of Attack on Titan. Now normally when playing games, I will just skip through all the text. I know that's not necessarily great, but it bores me. I will skip through the text, I'll jump straight into the gameplay itself. But for the benefit of the video and for the viewers at home, I kept it open so you at home can read what's happening and follow the story more. Now like I said, the reason why I skip it is because I get bored, I want to jump in the action. What I will say with Wings of Freedom is that it was well balanced. The difference between text and action complemented each other nicely. You wasn't stuck there waiting for ages for this text to be done so you could just get on with it. In the videos, I speak to everybody, which is a bit time consuming, but none of that is a necessity. Now normally, and going on in the future, when recording, I will always crop out the boring bits so you can jump straight into the bits you want to see in a game. However, with this game, I wanted to show everything. I wanted to show you all the bits in between as well as the exciting bits. I also wasn't recording my voice due to the fact that I wanted it to just be about the game. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this. If you'd want me to change it, I will. If you want me to stick with it with certain things, I will. But for the most part in this video, everything you see is how it went down. I think there's one episode where I have cropped bits out purely for the fact that I died like 6 or 7 times and I didn't want the whole video to be me dying. But with that being said, I think that's pretty much everything I can say about Wings of Freedom. I would like to point out and stress really strongly, this is purely my opinion. Nothing I am saying is factual. You are well within your right to disagree. But all said and done, that is the Attack on Titan series completed. Obviously, I will be bringing you some post-game footage in the future. I hope you've all enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed playing it. And don't forget, if you did enjoy it, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to keep up to date on what's coming next. And if you want to be ahead of the game so you can see what's coming before anyone else does, drop a little like to our Facebook page. The link will be down below. That's all for me today, guys. We will see you in the next one.